today we are going to be doing a holistic alphabet. This video 200% is inspired by this tweet from Anthony Aiken Jr. saying that I could make a video about the alphabet and it would still be entertaining for him. So, Anthony, if you're watching, this one's for you, but also I thought it was a really sick idea to do in kind of like a follow-up from my levels of holistic wellness sort of thing. I've put A down as aloe vera. So I think aloe vera is good. I take it almost every single night as like a supplement because it's good for cleaning out your colon, but it's also super hydrating for your hair and for your skin. I think it's good for most skin types, so that's good too. As a key, if you're going to be a like holistic guru, you need some aloe vera. B is for breathing. Now I think it's really important to learn how to control your breathing, different breathing exercises, or even just like deep breathing, because then it gives you like better like lung capacity. I don't know, like since I started deep breathing, like I've been able to breathe deeper and like control my breath longer, and that helps me with things when I get anxious, if I'm in any type of pain. Even that, I just feel like more like my clarity switch is turned on, but I'm also more mindful just from that one deep breath. And also you can do lots of different breathing exercises. C is for chamomile. I'm a sucker for chamomile. I love chamomile. It's a calming ingredient, and so it's very, very popular in tea, like bedtime teas. It's naturally caffeine free, so that's a good one to have before bed. And again, it's not really like a pain relieving kind of calmness, it's more like a mental calmness and like a calm for your tummy. And it's great to like bathe in as well. I love bathing in chamomile. It's such a beautiful plant and flower as well, so yeah, it's just beautiful. And chamomile, again, it's a staple in the day-to-day nowadays. Having chamomile tea daily would be very, very beneficial for anyone. I really would recommend it. D is for dental. Now I feel like it's overlooked. Like your mouth is like the first point of contact, like for anything in your body, you know? Yeah, we all brush, we all floss, we all use mouthwash, but I feel like our mouths are quite underrated, and like we forget that like they're there. Do you know what I mean? Like we're talking, we forget our mouths are there. So just like a gentle reminder of like your oral hygiene, and like seeing a dental hygienist I think is really, really beneficial. In fact, it was very, very beneficial for me. Obviously it does cost money, and it's not as like important as like, getting your bloods done and things like that. So if you do have the luxury of a little more disposable income, I really recommend a dental hygienist. And also when you're like dentally proud, you obviously smile more. I know so many people, including myself, that don't like to smile because of the way their teeth look, and I think if you're confident in like your smile and like the freshness of your breath, then like you smile more, and you know, like smiling makes a massive difference. A, B, C, D, E is for energy fields. Like you go into a room and there's like a certain feel to it, you know, like you can tell if someone's just had an argument, you can tell if someone's just made a bit of love, you can tell if it's calm, and that's definitely like a big energy field thing. So it's like surrounding your areas and yourself and making your own energy field like self-protecting. And I guess the idea of like, if you think about it, you see it. So like if you're projecting goodness and you're just like feeling goodness, like you're going to give that to other people and you're going to get it back. Whereas if it's very hard for you to get out of like a negative state, you might notice that more negative things are happening to you, or you're fixating on more negative things. We want our bodies to be self-preserving, and a lot of that starts in the mind and how our mind communicates with our body. And another thing on that is like cleansing your air and cleansing your room. You can do this with sage, you can do this with Palo Santo, you can do this with bells, you can do this with literally just open the windows and get in like a fresh circulation of air and energy in. F is feet. Feet are very important because you have different meridians in your body, and meridians is a big thing in holistic health. It's like if you've ever had acupuncture or seen the acupuncture diagram, a meridian passes through multiple organs, and that's why reflexology is a massive thing, and massage is like concentrated on the feet because, well, one, our feet go through a lot of stress because they literally carry us, but two, all the meridians are in the feet, so like you can like almost detox yourself in a very, very gentle way by just massaging the feet. Just take care of them. Like, don't say they're ugly, like they're not. They literally carry you. I carry you, they carry you. Any Union J fans out there? G is for grounding. Now I go on and on and on about earthing and grounding. You're probably bored of it, I'm bored of it, but basically, if you've never seen me before, I am Jasmine, it's nice to meet you, you've already kind of acquainted by this point, but grounding and earthing, basically like being in touch with nature. So when you have skin to skin contact with the earth, you get earthed, and that kind of evens out a lot of things within you. It's exactly the same as how every electrical gets earthed as well, and we are made up of electric vibrations, so we also need to be earthed, and that makes such a big difference. I put earthing down as one of the major things that cure my migraines, and I think it's like we're literally made to do that. Do you know what I mean? We're humans, we're made to hunt, we're made to be on the earth. Shoes and stuff and socks and clothes, they ain't natural, so we are made to be earthed. So yeah. H is for hobbies. When we start focusing on ourselves, whether it's fitness, whether it's what we eat, whether it's just our mind, whether it's like our energy field, like whatever it is, when we start working on ourselves, we tend to forget about our hobbies. Our hobbies make us us. Like what you are interested in is what makes you you. And yeah, holistic wellness might be one of those things, but also don't forget like the things you used to love when you were little, and like the stupid TV shows you love to watch. Like just because you are in this holistic spiritual world doesn't mean you still can't enjoy those things. And I think it's very, very important you do enjoy those things, because like it's just, it makes you happy. Do you know what I mean? Like your instincts and your desires and your interests are there for a reason. Oh, my cat, I love him. You're a good boy. You're good. Sorry, he wants food. Do you want food, my darling? I love you. Do you want to see him? Hold on, let me go feed my boy. Okay, I is for identity. So, identify, my bad. Really hone in on what makes you you, how you work and perform, and the best outcomes for different circumstances within you. So a lot within holistic wellness is understanding the whole, and it's more kind of like responsible of your own health. And I think, at least in the hospital I work in, they're trying to put this project in place where they encourage patients to learn more about things, and they give patients options, and the patient gets to decide what kind of pathway and what treatment they have. It's really about kind of, it sounds so vague, like just identify what's wrong with you and things. But I guess when you kind of enter into the holistic world and you have a headache, for instance, it's kind of like process of elimination. So for me, I stopped having painkillers so that I could really try and find out what the issue was. And I realised that it wasn't anything specific, it was just my genes, it was just the way I'm made up, and there are certain things that I can do to relieve them or prevent them. There are certain things which makes them kind of spur on, and there are certain things which makes them more timid. And it really is completely different for everyone, and that's why you kind of have to have that journey for yourself to just hone in on what you are made up of, or like what is your like ancestral wellness history, like what genetics you have, and also like really looking at how, if you are in touch with them, how your parents react to certain things and what's going on in their life and their health history, because that's essentially what you're made up of. And especially if you have them siblings, see like how they get affected, and then obviously, you know, you have the same genes as them, so obviously get similarities by getting to know your family better. But obviously if that's not an option, then just taking time out for yourself. Like I know my family isn't the most healthy of people. I'm probably definitely an anomaly in terms of holistic wellness within my family. But yeah, I mean, once you start on that journey, it really is endless rewards you get from it, because you just understand yourself. J is for Jasmine. Subscribe to the channel and you'll find out way loads more about holistic stuff. K, kindness. So kindness to yourself, kindness to the world, the environment, kindness to animals, kindness to other people. If you're just clicking on this video now and you don't know much about the holistic wellness world, it really is about just like being gentler. L for lavender. Now this kind of links to chamomile, but lavender is the herb, or herb, depending on where you're from in the world. Lavender is the herb that like relieves pain. So I have a lot of lavender for my headaches, also good for depression and anxiety. I love the smell of lavender, so I love to bathe in it. I love lavender oils, I love lavender sprays, lavender candles, lavender anything. But if you don't like the smell of it, I know it's very an unpopular scent because people associate with like grannies and things, but lavender tea is a great example of how, even just how you can slow down. Obviously we're now in a world where painkillers exist, so lavender isn't gonna relieve pain as well as like ibuprofen would, but it will help towards that. And if you are like committed to having a holistic life, then cutting out painkillers might be an example of what you would do, and then lavender could be like a nice replacement when you kind of lowered your tolerance to painkillers. If that makes sense. M is for massage. It leaves a lot of tension and yeah, just helps the flow of your body better. Like naturally, our bodies, like it's muscle, do you know what I mean? We're gonna get tense, we're gonna get knots, and just like massage it, let it just be its like fluid state, and that just relieves pain, makes us feel better, happier, healthier, and obviously increases our mobility. N is for nature. Obviously the whole point of holistic wellness and natural remedies is to be more immersed in nature and just become more into like the natural state. O is for organic and natural. Oh gosh. The more organic and natural things you buy and consume decreases your carbon footprint, which is great, but it also, they have, I feel like organic things, like even, so like an organic face product or like a lotion, it has less ingredients in it, which I like to know what each ingredient does, which is why I prefer natural, simple, organic ingredients. Yeah, I just like to know what's going on me, what's going in me, and things like that. So that's why I prefer it, and I think that's a big thing within like the natural holistic world, is that we like to know all the ingredients and what they do and whatnot. So yeah, but also the more organic and raw you have your food, obviously like not meat and stuff because you need to cook that, but like say like you're cooking some broccoli, like you're boiling some broccoli, like the longer you boil it for, the less nutritious it will be. Like if you had just like raw broccoli before you even steamed it or boiled it, that would give you the most nutrients out of it. P is for perseverance. I think I wrote down the wrong word, but basically P is for preserve your body and trying to harness and strengthen your body's natural defenses. I think I've said it twice already in this video, but like something like painkillers, like trying to help your body's own immunity and strength to fight things off and to recover quicker without having painkillers or strong painkillers, and having more like simpler, gentler remedies, like even a lavender or chamomile tea. Can you tell me, if you watch like a couple of my videos, do I actually make sense in the stuff I say? Because I feel like I understand it, and I feel like when I write it or type it out, it makes perfect sense, very simple. When I go to video it, I spend about 2 hours just waffling, and I feel like I haven't even made the point. So let me know if I actually do make any sense, and if the only reason you keep watching my videos is to try and understand something, because I never actually understood yeah, whatever. Q is for quietness. So what I mean by that is just taking some time out. Like I feel like most of us, when we have time for ourselves, we listen to music or we'll put a TV show on or a YouTube video on, and like we just need some time just like to think our own thoughts, you know, like just sit there, stare into space, let your mind do its thing without having to like be entertained or to be stimulated. Like just some quiet time, like 5 minutes. You can give me 5 minutes of quiet time. R is routine. So your body likes to have similar things in it frequently. So whether, gosh, that sounded a bit funny. It likes going to sleep at the same time, waking up at the same time, going to the toilet at similar times in the day. But yeah, so even if you're not having a balanced diet all the time, like you'll notice that like if you have the same thing for breakfast every single day and then you have something different, like your bad habits are going to be like, whoa, hold up, what is this? Like we need to assess this, we need to like throw out some, like it's just, yeah, your body changes and when you don't have things in a routine. And it's similar with addiction, like the more frequent your body has something, the more it wants that same thing over and over and over again. Trying to get your body in a routine, even if it's not the best routine. Like me, myself, I eat rubbish food constantly. I hardly have any vegetable, I know it's so bad, but yeah, I hardly eat anything that's good for me. I don't really sleep on the similar times. I'm definitely trying to though. But yeah, your body loves to have a routine and have similar things over and over and over again. And I think that leads me on to the next point, which is, oh no, it's not. Don't worry, we'll get back to that point on another letter. S is surround yourself with inspiration. If you watch my chromotherapy, color therapy video, it's quite old, it's a bad quality and it's a bit hard to watch, but the information's there, the information's good. We all, as humans, have different reactions to different colours. But just be aware, like I had a blue bedroom and blue is not a happy colour for me. I don't like blue, and even just painting my bedroom to white, like a complete neutral state, changed like the way I lived and the way I woke up every day. Because if you're constantly surrounded by colours that like don't serve you, then like it probably messes with your head. It really, really does. But also you can take that like surroundings as though like colour therapy. So like the daylight you have, you can get things on Amazon that give you kind of natural light, which is good for seasonal depression, and also like certain colour therapies and certain LED lights to stimulate whatever mood that colour gives you. URST is for tea. You can have like a calming tea, you can have like a gut tea, you can have pain relief tea, you can have a feverfew tea for like a migraine, like something specific like that. So there are many teas for many different things. You can have just a tea just for enjoyment, you know, or a raspberry leaf tea for period pains and for toning up your uterus. And so tea is a great thing within holistic health, and it's one of those things that's so easy just to ingest tea, and the more you do it over time, like having these little tea remedies will just like help you a bit, you know. Use understanding to understand what you need, similar to the identify, but just understand you, like what do you like doing. And this is something I think a lot of like teenagers and preteens and like people in their early 20s struggle with, or maybe even older. Like I haven't reached that point yet, but you kind of just sit and you think, what do I like? Who am I? What am I into? And I think it's really one of those things that just comes with time, which is so bloody annoying. I know, sorry to give the advice that time will heal, but it will. Am I a rapper now, or like a poet? But yeah, and even when you don't understand yourself, just try and understand others and try and see where other people are coming from when they do something good or do something bad, and how people treat you, to try and understand why they are doing that. And I feel like in turn you would then try and understand yourself if you try and read other people. But also just understand and just like adopt an understanding trait, and just like if something pisses you off, just understand why it's pissing you off. Because like if someone says something in a certain tone of voice, they might not have even meant to, or they might be having a bad day, just got some bad news, and it really helps you just tolerate people more. And just understanding that like what we think isn't necessarily right. So like who are we to tear someone else down and say to them that they're wrong when everyone thinks different things? Like there's no right or wrong, unless you're giving harm to someone else. I feel like that's a good toleration thing, is like we can tolerate everyone, you know, unless someone is being harmful to someone else, or something else, and that's when we get involved and we get our pitchforks and we say, no, President Trump, you are a dickhead, F off. V is for vitamins? V is for vitamins or vitamins. Because I know a lot of people don't like to take medication, but like taking a vitamin is, vitamins aren't like harsh. Vitamins are created to supplement you and to just encourage you more. Similar to teas, like we are all made up differently and we will have different diets and eat different things. Like it's very, very hard to actually get everything that we need personally. And some people are just made with like anemia and like low iron levels, and some people like myself, like I don't have much protein or B12, so taking those sort of vitamins, but even say like you want to achieve something, like I'm trying to grow my hair out and like try and make my hair healthy, so I'm taking vitamins that will stimulate growth. W, okay, W I put wind, but I mean in terms of like air and like outside air. So your air quality is very important. I say this all the time, you breathe out 70 to 80% of our toxins, so definitely try and get as fresh air as much as possible. It's very healing, like, and it also, you notice, like even when you get fresh air, even when it's not cold, you get like energized and refreshed from that, because it's new, it hasn't got all your toxins you just breathed out. And also it's oxygen, like if you're constantly have your windows closed, you get a lot of like carbon dioxide, you know, so you want to get some fresh air and just, you know. Bet you didn't think I could find an X, right? I found an X. It's for Exlose. I'm definitely saying that wrong. But Exlose is a plant sugar, and that is a little reminder to cut down on your refined sugar. Refined sugar is cane sugar, but it has to be processed, it has to be pumped. But also any kind of sugar, a lot amount of it is just not good for you. And just another kind of reminder to just like try and balance things out a bit more. Y is for yoga. Like one of the main tips I hear from doctors and consultants at work is that keep your body moving, and that is like the key to health and like staying alive longer. But I find yoga is like really, really good. I like yin yoga, which is more like stretching and it's a lot more slow. and that's like kind of like, to me it's like a meditation, but you know, in meditation kind of like destroys your soul a little bit, because you're sitting there and you're like, don't think about anything, don't think about it, oh, I'm thinking about stuff, and it's horrible. But I feel like with yin yoga, you're meditating, but you're also moving your body, so it's like, it's more manageable. You don't get those kind of toxic thoughts when you're meditating, and I love it personally, and obviously you get a lot of bodily, what's the word for like good? Bodily good. Basically it supports your body into like its movement, and for mobility, and for stretching, and for strength. So yeah, yoga's great, try it. And Z is like sleeping. So this is what I was trying to link to the routine, is that sleep at similar times each day. And our sleep is important, you know, sleep's important. Obviously when you're unwell, you should sleep more to help your body recover, because sleep is when your body does recover. You can do certain things to help your sleeping. For instance, turning your night light on your phone, because the blue light decreases the melatonin in our body, which is a hormone to help us sleep. You can also take melatonin. Yeah, melatonin, yeah. You can also take that as a supplement to help you sleep. You can stretch before you sleep, and then that kind of helps recover some of your muscles, so that your body doesn't have to recover muscles during your sleep, and it can focus on other things. Yeah, having a calming tea before you go to sleep, obviously reducing your caffeine intake, and just like having the quiet time before you go to sleep can help that as well. And yeah, we all know our sleep's important, so those are just a few things that can help with that as well. I have a whole like half-hour boring ass video on sleep and tips as well, so you can check that out if you want to know more about sleep and tips. But that is my holistic wellness, holistic alphabet. That's my holistic alphabet from JSU Desmond Samantha Chapman, and I don't know, hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I like these kind of like holistic with like a bit of a fun twist. Oh my gosh, I sound like someone so boring. I sound like Monica, like, oh, like I'm just like lecturing you for however long this video is, and I'm like, yeah, it's so fun. I would love it, yeah, if you're thinking about subscribing and you haven't already, I would really love you too, because it would change my life. I'm trying to do this thing full time, and yeah, I would really appreciate it if you did subscribe. And again, like the video, comment, because that increases my kind of like, YouTube then pushes my videos out there to more people and suggests it to more people. So I'd be really grateful if you did that as well. Even if you want to leave a hate comment, that still increases my algorithm, so you can do that as well. But thank you so much for watching. I love you. Let's have a sip of water. Cheers. And let's just have a deep breath. And in yoga, they call breaths like that cleansing breath. So a nice cleansing breath to finish off on. But I love you. You are important. You can do so many good things in the world, okay? And I love you. That's it. Let me know if there's anything else that you want me to do in my videos, and I might do them. I might. But yeah, again, thank you. I love you. Bye.